Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining Pro Surf Blog today for another episode of Epic Surf News. And we're at a board meeting setup today. We got Kyan from East Coast. We got Mason from West Coast dropping in. Everybody, man, I think we couldn't have done this soon enough. I mean, we just saw so much drama online. So we're going to jump right in and start talking about the Narrabeen comp, CT level WSL surfing contest. And I think we'll just jump straight to the heat that was the most drama, and that was Italo versus Connor. And I'm gonna kick it off to you guys, man. Mason, dude, what can I don't know? Explain what happened. I'm still confused, man.
Italo went for a backside air, and he landed so far out in the flats that the whitewash took him. And I mean, I thought it was a make, but I guess the judges didn't.
177 for that.
I mean, exactly. I mean, I think it looked like he made it to me. I mean, he actually it looked like he compacted down, and he actually kind of, stretched back out a little bit and kept going straight, right? And then, yeah, the whitewash came and got him eventually, but I mean, yeah, it looked like he stuck that thing. It looks like we got Kyan's freezing up. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I gotta put that in that for sure, dude. I took note of that, man. I was like, oh man, here we go. Next level, dude.
Yeah, they let us keep the name tags from our locker room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so everybody, we're going to wait for Kyan to come back on. We're going to get back to that Italo stuff because we got a lot more to say. But in the meantime, we're going to jump ahead right here. Mason, man, you were over at the Wave Ranch, Surf Ranch.
Yeah.
Dude, so how did that all come together for you? I mean, you just reserved your spot. You got in with a group of people. I mean, how did you make that work?
Yeah, there was 24 people in our group.
Okay.
Which goes down to 2,500 each.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty good.
And you get, so like the first session, you surf for an hour in the morning and the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And there's an hour lunch in between. And
That looks sick.
In the morning, we did half waves. So one person rides half the pool and then the next person goes. But if someone falls, you can take that wave.
Oh, that's
it's called a poach. And,
yeah. So I saw that. It looked like on the clip that you put on Instagram, there was somebody scratching out the back and they didn't even get the wave.
Yeah.
And then you kind of poached that on the inside a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, their inside's like 3 football fields far though.
Yeah.
So and it's a trip. I mean, I think the trippiest thing about the takeoff on that thing is like you're kind of like you're taking off the opposite direction, right? Almost. And then you kind of
so it's like it's weird. It's the gate's like right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to sit like within 3 feet of that gate.
Okay.
And then you got to paddle at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
But if you paddle this way and then this and then in, you're going to be way too deep. You got to take off right next to the gate.
Okay. So you got to like paddle towards it, but don't paddle too far. Kind of stay in place and then turn it on at the last second.
Yeah. There's like a control tower halfway through the pool. And you kind of want to aim for that.
Okay.
And
so did you stomp your board like Italo, like after you missed a wave or something, or what?
I didn't miss any.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, so how many waves did you get?
I think I got like 5 half waves and then 1 from the whole end of the pool.
Wow.
And then I poached a lot. I poached like 10 waves.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think overall I got around 20.
Okay. All right. So,
Yeah,
so 100 bones a wave, maybe ish. And so
Yeah.
so you made one all the way. So some of them you blew up halfway down the wave, or what happened there?
Yeah, like my first half wave, I did one snap and then I came back and did another one, but instead I should have pulled in because it was already steepening up.
Okay.
And yeah, I airdropped and fell on that one. But one of my friends took the rest of that one.
Yeah, they
Got
got
a good
scraps.
barrel on the inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I look at those lip line options though too, man. I mean, if you had like unlimited time there, I mean, I would definitely be looking at those lip line because I mean, you could do some really fun freaking boosting or dropping down, or you see some of those guys dropping into the barrel. Oh, that looks fun. Way fun.
Did you get to go left? Like, did you get lefts and rights?
Yeah.
Nice.
And we got to see Rob Machado the day before.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
that was pretty sick.
Yeah, man, that guy's so stylish. So you guys were just hanging out watching the day before? Is that how it works?
Yeah, so I think we left around 11 on March, the last day of March. And then we got there at around 4, and then we just watched Rob and his crew surf, and we just hung out and stuff.
Damn, they're just putting on a clinic for you, huh?
Yeah, and his group only had like 8 people.
Right.
So,
yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. And so did you like? Was it a local group you went with, or how did you like connect with the group?
Yeah, it's one of my dad's, like his personal trainer.
Okay.
She's a pro longboarder on the tour, and she, like, I think there was 12 of us from Oceanside that went.
That's Caitlin.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, she's ripping, and Niles, that's her husband, I think, or boyfriend, or he's ripping, huh? Yeah, he surfs a shortboard like insane, man.
So rad.
Cool. So then you just hung out for the day, and then you guys just jump in the car and do a turnaround, or how long
At
did you
the
stay
end?
out there? Yeah, like how did you stay there?
So we surfed like from 8 to like 5 on the day we were there, and then we stayed overnight because it's so tiring.
Right.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Pools are tiring, man. Most people don't think that. Every pool I've been to, it's like.
Yeah, and Fresno is pretty far from Oceanside too. It's like a really long, boring drive in the middle of the state. So did your pops go too, or what?
Yeah, he did.
So I don't know, what was his performance like, man?
I don't know how he did, because I didn't make one backside barrel. Going left is way harder than going right. Okay. And I mean, he went like 5 barrels straight on the left. I was like, he was one of the only people that made the backside barrel.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, and but your dad's a goofy foot, or he's a regular? Yeah, he's a regular. So cool, man. Yeah, I love backside, so I'd be try to aim for that too, man. But that's cool. Good for him, man. Wave hunter. You. So yeah, we jumped ahead right there. Kyan had a little internet connection problem, so we decided to cut the Italo thing short for a second. So we'll jump back to that, and we jumped into the wave pool thing, man, because I mean that's so epic right there. We're probably gonna have to come back and talk about that one again too. So basically, yeah, the Connor versus Italo comp or heat. I watched it. I rewatched. I missed it. I woke up the other morning and I saw the drama immediately on my phone, and I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. So I went and looked, and I thought maybe it was just one scoring issue. And after I watched the heat, I was like, so I see, Connor catch like 2 waves. I mean, the waves were nothing. The wave wasn't great. The performance wasn't anything special. Sometimes I look at these, some of the waves that these guys catch, and you're like, you're sitting at home, you're like, I could do that. Like
Yeah.
I saw Connor's wave. I'm like, dude, I just turned 50 this week. I was like, man, I could surf like that. And yeah, that's like a 4 or, like, I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't look very great, and I really wasn't upset with the score they gave Connor. Like I gave him a 5 and a 5.67, and he got like 2 turns. I think the second wave Connor got was a little better. He, his little fins kind of busted free right there. And I always like that. I'm a fan of that. But, and then I look at Italo. So Italo did like the same small wave. He got a small wave, kind of did the same thing, but he got his tail a little farther around. And they gave him the same score that they gave Connor, like a 5.67, I think it was, on
I don't know. To me,
regular wave.
Like, I'm kind of looking at this, it's like the Rip Curl Classic. The final was all Rip Curl guys. I mean, Connor's a Rip Curl guy. I don't know, man.
I know. So I mean, then I saw the first air, right? And I was like, yeah, he pulled it. Well, he should have kept the clip-ons on, because I think you would have saw the clip-ons spiral and then settle down, and you'd have been like, yeah, he stuck that, right? Like but maybe he didn't like flare up enough on the landing, but
Yeah.
dude, he landed it. It should have been, I mean,
a 1.77, if anything. That's so underscored. Like, that was technical.
Yeah, my wife doesn't even surf, man. And she was like, if you get an air and you land an air, you should at least get a 5. I mean,
yeah,
just basic. I mean, and then he got another air going the other way, right? Like a little later on. And that air was legit. I mean, that was totally legit. I couldn't believe. So I think they gave him a 5 for the other air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what?
People were saying that if Morgan Cibilic landed that air, then it would have been a 9. But since it was Italo, it was a 5.
Yeah, man. And speaking of Cibilic, gosh, that guy, he was surfing good though. I mean, I agree. I mean, he is the kind of like young guy, just poking his head into the comp. But man, he's last comp, this comp, right? That guy was performing, man. And
yeah, I mean, maybe a few of his waves. I mean, the judging was really weird these last 2 events. The judging was
really weird. I'm just surprised that Cibilic took down John again. That's insane.
Again, I was like, wow. I thought for sure John was gonna maybe come out and smoke him, but yeah, Cibilic's on fire, man. I don't think right now it's just all the stars are aligned for that guy. But I just can't. I can't understand two 360 airs, and Italo didn't win that heat. Connor's waves were boring. I mean, I think at the end he got like finally a better wave, but
he was surfing good. But yeah, I just thought Italo definitely had that heat.
I mean, you got to think. So like, if you're gonna go on a wave and you're gonna try maneuvers, and you do some turns or whatever. I mean, there's no risk. There's no like consequence in that. Like you'll finish the wave, you'll walk out of the water fine. Once you boost, I mean, 3 feet plus out over the lip, and you come down on your ankles and your knees and all that. I mean, dude, you could destroy your leg if you don't know what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I kind of tripped out, because as I watched like the rest of the comp from there, everybody seemed to like, at least because that was like the next day, I watching that day, it seemed like all the announcers, everybody was kind of getting behind the judges. I mean, maybe there was one guy saying something different, but so you guys, Jack Johnson and Donovan, it's like surfer guitar guys. I don't know if you guys heard of those guys.
Yeah.
Probably, right? So if they have a concert and Connor ends up opening up for him or something like that, dude, something's definitely going on.
Oh yeah.
I think that, I mean, I don't know. Connor, he's a great surfer. He's been doing this for a while. And I want to say they want him to win. He's a great ambassador for the sport, it seems like. So I've been wanting to see him get a win here, at some point, but I think they interviewed him and he was like even thanking the ocean for giving him the waves. And I was like, dude, that wasn't the ocean, man. That was the judges. They hooked you up. Fantasy surfing, because of that, I blew up. I went to I'm like, I think there's a couple people that didn't update their things, and I literally went down to I'm only beating the people that didn't even play this time. That's who I'm beating.
Yeah, I think most people think that like pick for the whole year or something. I don't know.
Oh,
pick once for the whole year.
That is a good point. Yeah, I almost feel like they should kind of do it that like maybe you can pick it every time, but you should be able to at least like pick the guys like in case you don't pick or you forget. Like, hey, here's
or like
my
you can trade them out.
Yeah, like defaults. Like, like if I don't change it, go with these guys, right? Like that would be.
I don't change it. That it's just gonna stick with what it was last time. Yeah, they should do that.
Yeah, and so you guys both beat me on that. My wife played. She beat me, and so who did you pick, Mason? I mean, who did you go with?
Well, I thought I had a good team because I had John and Italo, and I had Italo as my power surfer. And they both bombed out. And then since it was it was almost like an air contest. So I picked Jack Freestone, Jack Robinson, and Julian Wilson, and Reef Hazelwood. And they all bombed out. And then I had Michel Bourez and Connor Coffin.
Okay. So you had Connor in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
that's what pushed you up there.
But I had 3 women in the semis. So I had Carissa, Courtney, and Caroline.
Yeah, I did pretty good. I did pretty good on the women's side. I had Caroline as well and Carissa, and they crushed it pretty well. But the Italo, that was devastating to my team right there, bro. I had same thing, power surfer, right? And if he would have won that heat, he probably would have won the event. And yeah, man. So I was just as upset as he was at his loss in that heat. So who worked for you, Kyan? Which people did you pick?
So I had Carissa Moore as my power surfer.
Okay.
She made the semis. And then I had Caroline Marks, Courtney Conolog, and Nikki Van Dyke.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the men's side, I had John as my power surfer because like I was kind of in the mind space where he was like just off a fresh loss and he's probably going to put everything into this next one.
Mm-hmm.
But
I had him as mine too. And then I switched it.
And then I had Medina.
Okay. Yeah. We saw that. We peaked, man. We're like, who did you pick? You got Medina in here. Oh, sheesh, man. It's funny. I just talked to my wife, so she doesn't surf or anything, but just getting her take on things is really funny, right? Because she's still has like her own little viewpoint on it. So she thinks Medina's too stiff. And I heard the announcer saying that he's loosened up, but she doesn't like how stiff he is on his hair. So I try to defend him a little bit, but she said he's not making her team, man. So there's a couple other people, BR Surf Stars in the league. They've been kicking butt. And then there's Mason's boy, the Barneys. They're on there, and that's Tanner is the Barneys.
Oh yeah.
And luckily, dude. So last time I got beat by the Barneys, which I was like, wow, okay. He's on Instagram, Tanda Man, and
yeah.
So the only reason I actually beat him on this one, and the only reason is he blew it. He only picked the girls. I peeked in. I couldn't believe.
Some people did that.
Yeah, he just picked the girls. So I don't know if something happened, in the app or something while he was trying to do that. But
yeah.
But that's all right. As long as I'm beating somebody, I'm beating the Barneys this time. And then there's so Surf Grom 32. That's you, dude. I looked that up on Instagram, and it's like, and it's a count that you guys made of just like your buddy Andy, and every day is a picture, the same picture of him on there. I was cracking up.
That's classic.
Oh man. And so out of the WSL comp, I gotta say I had Keely Andrew on my team, and I thought she was kicking butt. I think she's really coming up. So I think I like her form, and she's just pretty technical, for being one of the younger people on tour. The men, Ethan Ewing, gosh, he was just lighting it up, right? And yeah, Cibilic, of course, you guys brought that up, and I was totally down with that guy. I think he just looks like he's frothing so hard, and and I mean, a variety of stuff. You know, I didn't know what he was going to go with, but he was definitely surprising me in this last comp because he was mixing his stuff up as the event kept moving.
Mhm.
I'm in 7th right now.
Oh, you made 7th. Oh my!
And
goodness.
then Beach Wookie, who's my friend Leo, is in
Okay.
5th.
Leo, man, everybody's beating me, man. Let's see. I gotta poke myself. So who
You're in
else?
11th.
I know. What? It's impossible. I
I
gotta
think I'm in like 6th or something.
Okay, yeah, I'm 11th. I only beat Barney's thanks to Tanner, dude. He blew it, dude. Didn't pick any guys. And,
Yeah.
Oh no, Kyan, you're in 4th, bro.
Oh, I'm in 4th.
Yeah,
Cool.
because they take, that's the other thing is they're taking a little longer to update the scores. So I noticed that it's been moving around since
Mhm.
last
Yeah.
night. And BR Surf Stars, yeah, they're down to 2nd. And then Cyanda Hewitt, I don't know who that is, but that person's rose to number 1.
And I figured something out with the points too. Is
Okay.
that so? Event number 1 was 1 time. What was the 1 times points, and then event 2 was 1.1. So they add, like they multiply it by 0.1, and then the third event's 0.2, and then so next event they'll multiply the points for each surfer by like 0.3.
Okay, so like as the season goes on, you get rewarded more if you're picking them better,
Yeah.
right? Like you're saying, like or everybody
Right
gets
here.
everybody gets rewarded though more, I guess. I see, because yeah.
It says it in the top left. I think it's like event number 3, 1.2 times points.
Okay,
So I just
right.
like
Everybody's
maybe
points.
pull it. Like I don't know if you can see that, but like I don't think you can. But like right here it says 1.2.
I do. I see that.
Like
Okay, so every event, it's going to be
every
more
event
and
it
more
goes up by 0.1. So
Wow.
I don't know. It's just more points, I guess. But I figured that out a few days ago. I saw that.
Dude, and this time, I mean, maybe because it's going to be local to us or something, the finals, but man, they're talking about it every time, all the time. And I'm starting to get excited about the comp coming to lowers,
I know Morgan Cibilic's like sitting right outside at 6th spot.
Yeah.
And Filipe is out right now. It's heating up, honestly. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm interested if John's gonna make it. I mean,
Yeah, he's got to do good in Margaret.
He's gotta
Yeah,
bring up his game in this one.
Yeah, because those two finishes were terrible for him, right? I mean,
he started off with the win, and then he's been going down lately.
So you're saying Toledo and Cibilic, you're saying they're already back here training at lowers, or you're talking about over there at Narrabeen?
Oh no, I meant they're like sitting right outside the cutoff.
Oh, right outside the cutoff, right? Oh yeah, gosh, can you imagine that? I mean, Cibilic, I mean, like it's just like a
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, dream come true. He just slid in, and he might already make it to lowers. I mean, what the heck? I mean, that's super strong.
I mean, you still have to think about those waves like Chopu and stuff, like John there. It's
Jack Robinson too.
Yeah, that's the event before lowers. And
right.
I mean, I don't know if Morgan Cibilic and all those like young guys are good at like Chopu.
Besides Jack.
It'll be interesting. Jack.
yeah. Jack Robinson, man. When he was a Grom, he was killing it over there. But I think if he can make it, I mean, still gonna have to make that top cutoff, but if he can make it that far, like let's say he does good enough and then doesn't do well at Chopes, he might have enough to still make it through to lowers, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know, because like Filipe is not that good of a barrel rider to me.
Yeah, no.
I just feel like he doesn't do good. Mm-hmm. So I think Filipe is gonna have to start he's gonna have to start upping his game before Tahiti.
I think he's been improving a little bit. I think I mean, there's definitely more to go, but I think last year or something, he seemed like he looked a little more comfortable anyways. But, I think if I was like Cibilic just coming in, got slid into the tour, doing good all of a sudden, and you're thinking, okay, I could actually make it to the finals of the season.
I mean, that's kind of going ahead of himself, though. I mean,
right. At least I am, but yeah, if he gets all the way to the finals, I mean, that would be butter. I mean, be like, just, yeah, because you're going to not have to be at Chopes or Pipeline to battle the guys with all this experience there. You could go to lowers, and lowers just dreamy. I mean, not anybody, but everybody can surf well there, right?
And I'm not sure, like, if they're taking the full 9 events or if they're going to have any throwaway events, like top 7 out of 9 or something. They haven't said anything on that.
And I also just saw that they added a spot in Mexico.
Yeah, I hate it.
That
was my spot, dude.
Is the Mexican pipeline, or what spot are they going to down there?
Barra.
Oaxaca.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. So we'll see. But I'm getting fired up. I know that. I actually got myself a little campsite over there, and so that way I don't have to drive home all the way to Oceanside.
There you go.
Which Oceanside's just down the way a little bit, but yeah. So I'm going to be hanging out over there. Hopefully, just cruising around as much as I can, trying to learn.
I'm going to be watching the clips. I want to see you on the live thing, just like down there with the camera.
I need to get behind the glass, the interview glass.
Yeah.
That's my favorite move. If I could do that, oh dude, it'd be like just top influencer. So moving off of WSL, man, let's come back to the Grom circuits, which we just hit on a little bit with a little bit of training going on over there at the wave pool. So Mason, man, let's start off with you. You did the Oside Harbor comp, right? That was the USA Prime at the end of March. And I saw a clip of you throwing some backside, and what happened in your heats? How did that whole comp in general play out?
Well, that left was a 4.
Okay.
So you can already tell that I lost that heat. I thought it was a 5.5, but I could have definitely gone more vertical than Carvey.
By the way, I thought your wave, your 4, was better than Connor Coffin's 5, dude. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know. We've done 3 events this year for Prime.
Yeah.
And every event I've lost by 0.8 or lower.
Oh.
So
okay.
I don't know. And it all comes down to the last 30 seconds. Like a set will come and I don't have priority and I'll lose the heat. But I mean, I should have made three rounds, but I just didn't have priority, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they always say, you're going to probably lose more heats than win the way surfing's formatted in general.
Yeah.
But what you might want to do is you need to watch more clips of Sally Fitzgibbons and even Michel Bourez, man. They do any turn and it's like the turn's like this much, and then they're like, and or it's a backside, it's like they like throw like an extra, like, or the arms just like milking.
I need to do what Tatiana did and do like one like half turn and a floater and then like go like this to the judges.
Yeah, you
get like
sell it.
Because she got a 7 on that or something.
No way.
Yeah, I noticed that, man. A lot of people, or some of the competitors, man, they milk every little, like, just throw your wrist out at the end, or
Yeah, if you do something like something towards the judges, you're gonna get like another 1.5. Yeah.
Well, and I think the judges are far away. They're higher up, but they're pretty far away, right? So like, if your body moves a certain way, you might perceive that there was a lot of force to make that happen. And so I think a lot of people try to still accentuate or, that the maneuver and over embellish on it a little bit, just so that make sure the judges saw it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so you got a 4 on that wave. And so did you make it through a couple heats, or how far did you get?
I lost first round. I can try and pull up the scores for it. I think I had like a 4 and like a 3.5, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Prime is super hard.
For sure.
Yeah.
The waves look pretty good though.
Let's see. I had one at churches too.
Oh, okay.
Not last weekend, but the weekend before.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I had Taj Lindblad, Hayden Rogers, and Hamilton Jacobs in my heat. And I was winning the heat for the first 8 minutes, and then I got moved to second, and I was going to make it through. In the last 40 seconds, a wave came through. Hayden Rogers needed a 3.9, and he got a 4.6. And then I needed a 4.3, and I got a 3.6. And so I lost by 0.7.
That is the worst way to lose.
Yeah, that's the problem though. Like I never lose by like more than a point. It's always in the tenths of a point. And my friend Ryan lost by 0.03 of a point.
Oh my gosh, man! They're getting past the decimal point, man. They're just like, that's brutal.
Because it's so harsh.
Yeah, like any judge could have like not really meant for that to happen either, right? Like they might have thought, yeah, especially because you got like, how many judges are they using in Prime? Is it 3 or 5 or?
It's 3.
3. Okay. Yeah. And so were you just down there all day at the comp, like watching? Like, was your heat a morning heat or a late heat or?
My heat was at 10.
Okay. Yeah.
Personally though, I don't want to say it, but I honestly feel like it's part of it could be rigged, to be honest. Like, because you got the surf team coach or the USA surfing team coach, Brett Simpson, and he sits with the judges. And it's like, well, is he favoring the team members? Because I've lost to only team members, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But he sits with the judges though, and it's like, dude, you can't like go up with the judges and say, oh, he's on the team, like.
Right. Or cheering for his guy like a little bit or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, you know,
I mean, I'm probably wrong, but
well, a lot of people don't realize like if you're at WSL, they've got their own booth and it's all like separate for the most part, and they're kind of like guarded, right? Like literally. So but if you go to like any surfing contest, a lot of them, I mean, it's just a couple easy up tents, maybe a little fancy one or something, but I mean, they're just right there, and people are around, and they can see, you know, it's like you see the same people every contest, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, you got this crew and that crew and this coach, and then they sit over here on the beach. And so it's not like there's a big crowd in the way between the judges and all the competitors and support crews out there. So, and like people who've been doing it for longer, you can just see clearly that there's camaraderie and hey Bob and hey Bill and you know and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think USA Prime, they probably need to step things up a little bit more because well, for the first time they're actually now in a position that maybe has, you know, more impact on the outcome of things, of including the Olympics, right?
Yeah. But some of it could also, like, you know, if someone gets like a good wave and the commentator like builds it up super good,
that's
what
what
he doesn't like. It's like it's like, oh, I did a better turn, but the commentator like really like fixed up his wave, I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, so I saw that. Well, I've seen that a bunch of times, but I definitely saw that at like Supergirl Pro, where yeah, it's well because like that goes back to like this announcer has probably seen this surfer a bunch more times because maybe that person's been on tour or you know on the circuit for longer, and so then or they know their dad or they visited them on a surf trip, right? And so when they get their wave, they're talking it all up. They're talking about the backstory and this person, blah, 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 blah. And they play the flute and and
Yeah.
right. And so they're just talking about the person the whole time. And then when the person finally gets a wave, I mean, they're making every turn sound like it was just,
The best turn ever.
hitting the sun, the spray was hitting the sun. So yeah, I see that. And they got a voice that's it's like the only voice on the beach. Right. And so you would think not only, should there be more of a buffer between the judges and everybody else, but I mean, even sound wise, right? Like, I mean, they could literally be more like in a soundproof area.
And it happened last weekend at WSA where I was in a repechage and the top 3 go to the final, and they're talking about this kid like all day, like the entire day. They're just like talking about the kid, and he gets a wave and he does like a floater and gets buried in the whitewash, and then comes out, goes to the inside and does one turn and got a 7. I think it was a 7-2. And I was like sitting out the back like this. Like my wave was a 4-9 and I caught the biggest set of the heat. And I did a roundhouse. I hit the oncoming section and then milked it to the inside and did one backside turn and got a 4-9. And I was like, dude, come on. Like,
and the announcers are like shuffling papers. They're not really paying attention when you're getting your wave. They're like,
yeah, it's like, it was so weird because one judge gave me a 6 and then one judge gave me a 4-9. And I was like, he did a floater and got a 7. Like, I'm out the back like this. Like, come on.
A floater's just, what's funny is I love doing floaters. I mean, they feel great. They're kind of cool, but they're really just, these days, are like a functional move. It's just like a bottom turn or something, or like a
floaters one of my coaches told me this. Floaters don't look cool unless it's really scary.
Right.
Unless you're scared when you're up there and you're like, oh my gosh. I mean,
yeah, like I've come off of like, you could have like a 5-foot airdrop from your floater, right? But even then, I mean, you're really just connecting to the next section a lot of times, and
yeah, and it was super windy, so it wasn't glassy like a pretty floater. It was just like he went up and foam climbed, I guess, and
okay,
like and got buried in the whitewash, and it was like,
it came out red to the inside, banks it off the top. Then we see blue Mason tool out the back. Nice little turn.
Yeah. He's got
red sport coming in at a 7-2.
Yeah, blue with a small kind turn.
The funny thing was I was in the blue jersey, so.
Yeah, the foam climb floaters are definitely nothing fancy. I mean, at least you're hoping you're like over a barrel, and then even then you might get accused of barrel dodging.
Yeah,
choose that route. But yeah, at my age, when I come off a big floater airdrop, I my arms go up. I kind of like do this to the shore, hoping that somebody's like looking, like some old lady or something. Like, wow. So you did both those comps. And what's next at the Prime? What's coming up next? And are you going to be involved in that?
Yeah, I've got a contest this weekend at the Harbor, for high school.
Cool.
And then I got Prime on May 1st at T Street.
Oh.
And then I have WSA state champs at the Harbor again the following weekend. Okay. And then end of May I think it's tentative, but I have a contest at DMJ's.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure if they're gonna run it or not, but
so right now everything's packing up. You got a busy schedule of comps coming.
I've had a contest like every single weekend. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm only doing 2 different organizations, it's like for like 3 months straight, it's been every weekend.
T Street, man. That's so sometimes those little waves at T Street are fast.
I've never surfed T Street, but
okay, so it's it can get like a little faster, even when it looks small. Like I've pulled up on T Street before, and I'm like, oh man, there's no waves. It looks like it's like 2 foot, and there's a million groms. Yeah, there's a million groms, but then all of a sudden I get out there, and I'm always happy with what's going on, because you catch the little wave and it moves fast, it builds up a little bit. So Yeah, I think you might be ready to squeak some moves out over there. I think you'll have a good time. I think I don't think
I
there's
just hope it's good.
glassy.
As long as it's good, I'll be fine. Hopefully.
So who won the Harbor Comp? Do you know?
I can pull it up right here. The prime one.
Yeah, the Prime.
I want to say it was Levi Slauson.
Okay. Yeah, Levi. Seen that
Right.
seen his name popping up all over the place. And actually, one comp was a WSA comp that you did over at Taco Bell Reefs, 9th Street. You actually dropped
Yeah.
some heavier scores over there. I saw the clips.
Yeah. Let's see. So I had the first heat of the day, so it was a water start.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
so I paddled out at 6:30 and I was free surfing and I caught every set wave. And when I went in to go check in, one of my friends came up and was like, that could have been a 10 in the heat because it was like a 6 foot. Like it was,
Yeah.
that was the best 9th Street I've ever surfed.
Cool, man. Yeah, it can happen there. I mean, so it looked like it. Those waves look really fun. And yeah, coming from O side, dude, you were repping it out there. So with those scores, did you move forward or was that heat just super intense?
It was just super intense.
Yeah, so everybody was dropping scores too, huh? You guys were just having fun.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of days you want to be in the comp, man, when the waves are on. And Kyan specialty event. Looks like you scored a 4th place and a 5th place
Yeah,
today.
that was a fun event.
Yeah, it's like a
Memorial
memorial.
up in Jacksonville. It's a great contest.
Yeah, like
My little brother won like the Iron Man award or something like that. Won like a signed jersey from WSL and like from Jack Robbo and Coco Ho and all these guys.
What did you have to do in that?
I don't know. So he's like surfing like the U12 division, you know. He's the only ground to paddle to the outside. Like there's waves. Like it was like 4 foot chop, wind chop.
Oh,
And he was the only ground to paddle to the outside. So I guess that's what got it.
wow. Okay. Nice, dude. So you guys both were coming up over there.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty close. Jacksonville's like what, an hour away or something, or hour and a half?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Like
kind of
an
like that's like the busiest town around you guys probably.
For sure.
And then NSSA New Smyrna made it to the semis.
Yeah, that was a good one. I was really surprised that I made it that far because that was like the hardest comp like ever. The waves were really fun and like everyone was surfing so good. And I think I had to make like 4 or 5 rounds to make it that far. And my first heat, I barely snuck through, like barely, like I had to get second or better. And like last minute buzzer beater, I needed something small, like a 288 or something random like that. I got like a 289, barely made it through. And then I think I just carried that confidence and I just started making it through more and more heats. And I guess I just made it to the semis and then I had a pretty hard heat.
Yeah, I mean semis, that's pretty good. So that's going to help you continue your points on, I guess, right? That's going to level you up and keep you in the mix. And then saw you did a little photo shoot local at home, hunting some barrels.
Oh yeah,
I like
that was fun.
Yeah, man, I love getting little cover-ups. And yeah, man. So backside, man, you guys working on your backside? I saw a lot of your clips, Mason, backside lately. What about you, Kyan? You working training on your backside?
Yeah, so my backside has like I've been riding like the Lost that have been like a little bit smaller for Florida waves, but I recently got this one that's like a little bit bigger and it feels so good on my backhand. Like I've been getting like way more vertical and like kind of snapping it more in the pocket. And I've been getting like bigger scores for that. So my backside is definitely feeling better than my front side right now.
Good, man. I mean, I'm a firm believer in having a strong backside attack, and you know, most of these days, and I don't know if that's just because maybe I started thinking about it, but a lot of the spots I've been going to, the peaks I hunt down are backside. They're lefts. I'm a regular foot like you guys, and I intentionally looking for backsides. I mean, you know, because it's you kind of go a little bit with feeling, and so, man, it seems so much easier just to go vert because you're just going, you know, going with it, right? And so yeah, backside is super important. You know, I see, especially when you go to like certain point breaks where people only surf that spot, and you're like, oh wow, that person's really good, and then you see them that one random time at a different spot going the other direction, and they're not doing so hot, you know, and it's just, I mean, you can only go front side so good without going backside too, right? So yeah, stay on that game, man. I want to see more backside clips. So the Olympic team, Carissa, John, Caroline, Kalohe. What do you? How you guys feeling? It's fast forward. It looks like they're going to get the Olympics on finally. How you feeling about that team now?
So I don't even know anything about the Olympics. Like, where is it? Is it in Tokyo?
It's supposed
Is
to
it
be
in Florida or what?
I know, right? Yeah.
They've been saying so many things. It's like, just pick a spot.
That's funny, dude. 'Cause, yeah, Florida was trying to get in the mix. I heard too. Yeah, I mean, I see them pumping it up like it's gonna.
I'm in Florida.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be in Japan still. And I just saw ISA was posting something, you know, with the team, showing the team picks again, like, you know, they're maybe getting excited it's going to happen. Yeah, Carissa, John, Caroline, Kalohe. I mean, we'll see. That's going to be, yeah, at least they got used to quarantine or something. So like if they go travel and have to do it over there or something.
I want to know what the format's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be
like the format for the heats for surfing.
Well, I know the judging's, you know, it's probably pretty much like you just have to be Connor Coffin and then you're going to make it through. But yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I think that's kind of, you know, they didn't have all that time to like kind of educate and ramp it up and get everybody fired up. I think nobody wants to talk about that much because they're not really sure what's going to happen next, man.
Yeah.
And so training, you know, from all the way at the WSL down to you guys. I mean, I look at everybody on CT. I mean, all these guys are ripped for the most part. I mean, everybody looks like an athlete, right? Like, I think back, you look at old clips of old stuff, and some people didn't always look that muscular or they weren't training the same. So
I like going on the Peloton. We've got a Peloton, and it's good for like my cardio to breath work and stuff.
Right.
So I like doing that. I pretty much do that every day. And sometimes I go to the gym. Sometimes.
Yeah, you know, I saw
surf as much as I can and stretch and
right. Stretching. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the only thing I'm doing these days is stretching. I should do more, but I heard them talking about, I can't remember who, somebody was warming up for their heat or getting ready for the heat, and they were doing some breath exercises. And when I was younger, I used to do a couple other sports as well, including kickboxing. And so it's all about breathing too, right? So in through the nose, out through the mouth, and controlling your heart rate, you know, so you can turn it on and then also bring it back down. So I know I mean, obviously that's kind of technical, but yeah, it seems like training, I don't think you could win the CT without training, right? Like you couldn't just be a good surfer. I mean, yeah, you'd have to be super good. You have to be like a super freak. Mason, man, are you doing one-handed push-ups?
I don't know. I do a bunch of sit-ups. Like during the week, I'll do a few sets every day, and then
core strength.
What's it called? Pull-ups. I have a pull-up bar.
Yeah.
So I'll do a bunch of those throughout the week, and I don't know, just like stuff like that. I guess.
So like, do you like when you do with the surf coach, like actual in the water stuff? Are you? Are you guys like analyzing the clips, or how do you spend time on that side of it?
Yeah, for sure.
And who's your coach?
Well, for competing, it's John Daniels,
Mm-hmm.
and then for the high school, it's Chris Abad.
Right. Okay. So yeah, John Daniels and Chris Abad. So that's cool, man. And now that school's surf team's back on, at least you can get more of that coaching probably, or opportunities. All right, everybody, we're going to have just a short round of yay or nay. It's just it's more of an emergency yay or nay, because what I just saw this last week on the WSL comp, and not just, it's actually the last 10 years probably. What's up with the rash guard situation, man? So no matter who, not everybody does it, but some people like tie that thing in a knot in the back or on the side. I mean, do you guys tie your rash guards? You let them flow? Is there a better way that we could do this without tying the rash guard up?
I don't.
I'm an absolute freak for that. It has to be tied. It has to be perfect. Because like there's been times where I didn't tie it, and like some of the rash guards for me are a little bit bigger, and I'm like popping up, and my like hand gets stuck. I put my hand on the rash guard and I can't get up. And like, I don't know. I just like, it's got to be perfect.
Right. I mean, because I think that's probably what I see. The people that don't have it tied is probably because they fit the rash guard better. Mm-hmm. And it just seems like, I mean, you guys are at, the Grom level, but at the CT level, you think everybody should just have like every color rash guard that you need, all perfectly fit for you. Right. And there should be like some system with the wetsuit, right? Or maybe like, these guys have boards they can just jump on and break. They've got so much gear. So, maybe they would just have a whole wetsuit. Like I got the gold one on today, or the red one for this, the blue one. And
I'd be sick, honestly.
Yeah. Like a quiver of suits that, especially for competition, it's like,
there should be a company that makes that.
You're on the CT, you're going to be competing. You're going to be only one of like 3 or 4 colors. So why wouldn't you just have all the suits you need that just are already built in with it, and that's your suit, right? Like, so I was kind of a nay. I've been a nay on it. I understand why people are doing it. So I was in a couple of comps, just local stuff, and so you understand. But like, it's real informal. So you're just kind of like, no one's even really helping you. You just know which one you're supposed to grab or whatever, right? You read it on the piece of paper or on the chalkboard, and you pick it up, dude, and you pick up this rash guard. This thing's like huge. It's made for like a 400-pound man, and I've got to put it on. I'm like, this is weird. This is whack, Oh man. So I think we're nay on that, dude. I think they need to come up with a better system, man. At least at CT level. It's 2020, 2021. We got all this technology, spine tech and varial foam and Japanese rubber and all these things. It's like, come on. So speaking about progress, though, I busted out my old school ASP shirt, 30 years on tour. I don't know. I got this so long ago, man. Kind of got in way back in the day through Dave Prodan. So I'm on the shout outs here. I'm going to start off by saying Dave Prodan. You guys probably seen him. He's like the host on
in the lineup.
Yeah, that dude has put in a lot of work on the back end. I'll tell you, I've seen him running around, and when things don't go right, and it's funny because it's such a small organization that like, he has one title, but like everybody's hitting him up for all kinds of stuff, right? So super stoked to see that guy putting on an awesome show, and he's a ripper too, by the way.
He's sick.
Yeah, so my other shout out is going to go to Matt over at Oceanside Surf School. He hooked me up with a loaner longboard. I had a niece come to town yesterday, and so I was able to hook her up, and that was super awesome to kind of last minute get some hookups from Matt. Shout outs from you guys. Kyan, who you giving shout outs? Who's hooking it up these days or this week? Or
so if anyone watching this has ever come from Florida this summer, sign up for surf camp. Stoked to surf. I could be your instructor.
What? Oh shoot, man!
That's
cool. So that's your summer gig. That's your summer gig. You're making some money this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, surfboards ain't cheap, everybody, man. You gotta make some money. Yeah, cool. So and then so you're doing everything over there. You're in the water. Are you dragging soft tops to the shore like Mason?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that's putting in work, man. And then you're
I know. Come on, guys.
yeah, sharing the stoke with probably a lot of new surfers, obviously, that come through the camp.
Yep.
Cool, man. Teaching them how to, keep the beach clean too and stuff like that. That's always awesome for new people. Mason, you working this summer doing surf school again, or what are you doing?
No, I have a job at Asylum Surf Shop now.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be at the pier most of the time.
Okay. Asylum on mission.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you a story about Asylum, bro. So many years ago, it was a long time ago. I was like, man, I just want to get like a little, like, I worked in computers for a long time, all these other boring jobs that paid money or whatever, right? But I was like, man, I want a surf job though. I want to go down. So I stumbled into Asylum and talked to the owner over there, and he wanted to hire me. I could tell, but he just was like, what? Why do you want to? So you didn't hire me. I didn't get hired. You got hired, dude. I'm gonna go in there and be like, dude, you hired Mason, my boy, dude. What do I got to do? I got to get on the surf team or something. I couldn't even get hired over there. He's like, oh, we just, we sell stuff to tourists. And he's like, I don't know, if you're going to want to, this job. And I'm like, yeah, I want this job. I want to get some wax and check out the gear. And, but no, cool spot. A lot of foot traffic. So yeah, Asylum surfboards, everybody, right? Go down there. Yeah, hook it up. Super cool shop. They got a bunch of gear. You got Mason over there. Go give Mason a hard time, dude. Complain about how the wax is too expensive or something,
Oh god.
or give him a Yelp review, right? Like, dude, yeah, customer service was killer, but the freaking surfer mops were all time epic. Yeah. Cool, man. Good to hear on that as well. What about other shout outs, man? Who else is hooking you up? Kyan, like what's local guys? Who's giving up waves? Anybody toss you a wave lately?
Lately, bro. I mean, that other day we had some swell. I went with a few friends, my friend Zealand Star, and a couple friends like Benji Lang and a couple of guys to like this local beach break, and it was really fun. Nice. And we were all trading waves, and it was just kind of like 1.5 foot tubes on the sand.
Oh, dude, and that's always a good feeling. You get in a rotation,
offshore, clean.
Yeah, when everybody's just trading waves, rotating, and just like it's just your crew, right? And you're just like, yeah, you get out like hour and a half, and you're like spent, cooked.
Yeah.
And what about you, Mason, man? Who's throwing you a wave, give you a surprise wave you weren't expecting to have, or cheerleading you on after you got a sick wave? No. Oh man, we got to get your crew, man. Everybody on the fantasy surfing squad, tandem man, come on, get on the beach.
I think I surfed with my friend Lennon.
Okay.
Who works at Asylum, and I landed in an area yesterday, and he was like,
"Yeah, yeah, dude, I'm a huge cheerleader, dude. I'm all over on the shoulder, and I see somebody, I like to peace sign them when they're coming down the thing, like wow." Or I do the fake camera,
Oh yeah.
Imaginary water housing. Dude.
I mean, me and Tanner we'll get the same wave, and we'll just go like crisscross,
Oh, that's
we're masters at that.
Dude, that's really good. That's the coolest thing. It's only happened to me a handful of times. You have to be a really good surfer. You have to be in control, and you also have to trust the other surfer. You have to know what they're going to do. You have to read them. Right?
Yeah.
The scary part for me is like, how do you get back down to the bottom, right? And the other guy's got to maybe tuck up, or and
yeah.
So yeah, you got to definitely have it on. So right on for that. So what about just regular sponsors hooking you guys up? I see you guys got the same people. Burn, you still rocking Burn?
Yeah.
Nice. Right on, man.
Yeah.
Surface sunscreen, and then we got Aqua East still running with those boys over there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Dakine, Globe,
Yeah.
Dink Optics,
Right on.
Mint Mobile, and I read Lost Surfboards.
Yeah.
Guys, go check out all you California guys. Go to Lost Surfboards.
I know they got too many boards over here already.
Driver
Dude.
2.0.
Yeah. Well, so everybody out there,
there.
yeah, support these companies. You're supporting the Groms. You're supporting surfing. A lot of these things are local. So, yeah, that's the way.
And low tide pads too.
Low tide traction pads. Dude, I've gotten worse at putting traction pads on.
I suck at it.
Dude, me too.
My last
I
few,
literally,
they peeling up on the corners, because my foot probably goes there, and
yeah.
I'm going backwards. Yeah, I want to like just drop my board off and ask them to put it on or something. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again. And we're going to get the updates again, and we're going to get those judges to, get their game on right, man, and right the wrongs out there.
Comment down below and give us some
Yeah. You. All right. Everybody cheerlead. Yeah.
you.